He took Hirsch along the flank of the house and around the tank stand to the backyard. The cypress hedge sheltered the house and garden on 3 sides, Hirsch realised. To his eye, the fire had started in one corner, charring the patchy grass, before scorching its way through the hedge, leaving a spidery tangle of blackened, leafless twigs in its hunt for better fuel on the other side, the wheat stubble. "What do you make of that?" Muir said, pointing at the blackened dirt. Hirsch looked down. Ash on his toe caps now, not only dust. He felt sweaty, greasy, a sensation of grit in his teeth, and still early in the day. Kids playing with matches? Muir might have been disappointed in him. "Mate, the wire." Coiled in the ash at the base of the hedge was a length of insulated cable. Now Hirsch understood the taste of the smoke. Molten plastic. But mostly his gaze was caught by a stripe of copper glowing bright. "Ah, exactly," Muir said, spreading his arms. "I mean, why go to the bother of slicing off insulation with a knife when you can burn it off? Lovely hot summer's day, dead grass all round." Hirsch grinned. "Maybe they felt better hidden in here." Muir pointed to the dead ground between the house and the sheds. "They would have been just as invisible from the road over there in the dirt." "Who called it in?" "Your girlfriend, in fact." Hirsch visualised it. Wendy Street heading down to Redruth at 7:30 to arrive at the high school by 8, same as usual. Saw the fire, called Bob, knew Bob would call him. "Early start for your average copper thief," Hirsch said. "Maybe it's the country air." Back in his CIB days in the city, he could rely on the bad guys sleeping till noon. He glanced dubiously at the old house. They didn't strip it out of there, surely. Nah, not worth their while. What this is their base. Big metal skip full of copper in the barn. Hirsch gazed across a stretch of dead soil broken only by abandoned harrows, a rusty fuel drum, and a silvery gum tree. A barn, an open shed, collapsed at one end like a mouth in rictus. So they've been at it for a while. "Be my guess," Muir said. Hirsch recalled a department memo. 2,000 reported thefts of semi-precious metal in South Australia this year, estimated value $2.5 million. Mostly copper, mostly from building sites, also power lines, rail networks and storage depots. Electrical wiring, antenna cables, transformers, hot water pipes. Police members advised to keep an eye open for unusual activity or reports that might indicate blah blah blah. He ran a mental gaze over the district, the thousands of square kilometres he patrolled. A couple of new houses going up in Redruth, but that was his sergeant's headache, not Hirsch's. Some kitchen remodelling here and there, the long-abandoned railway service, not much in that. Maybe the stuff was brought here from far and wide to be stripped, stored, shipped elsewhere. He didn't know where to start with it. Sometimes it seemed to Hirsch, newcomer to the bush, that his job was as much probing the landscape as probing the circumstances of the crimes committed in it. "Prints," he muttered, thinking of the paperwork ahead, wondering about the likelihood of getting a forensic team here so close to Christmas. Hirsch photographed the wire coil in the ashes, the charred grass around it and the skip piled with stolen copper, much of it dulled by oxygenation. Then he looped crime scene tape across the entrance to the barn and called his sergeant, who was underwhelmed but promised to notify CIB in Port Pirie. Finally, Hirsch reassessed the day ahead. On Thursdays he took a swing through the back country south and west of Tiverton. On Mondays he patrolled north and east. Hundreds of kilometres a week, checking in. An elderly grazier here, a widow with a schizophrenic son there, a police presence, meaning a cup of tea, a chat, a follow-up. "I'm afraid your car was found down in Salisbury, burnt out. Your neighbour claims your dogs have been troubling his sheep. I'm required to ensure that your rifle and shotgun are properly secured. Any further sightings of that mysterious truck you saw last week?" Some of the people he called on were lonely, others vulnerable. Some got into trouble through a lack of foresight. A handful were actively dodgy. It was the variety, the different people and experience.